President Trump responds to the terror attack in Colorado. The Democrats' approval rating drops, and so does a new portrait of President Trump. Here's the top 5 reasons Trump is trending today. All right, number one reason Trump is trending today, number one story trending in the United States today is the terror attack that took place in Boulder, Colorado, by a left-wing pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas lunatic who came into this country illegally under President Joe Biden. And, of course, he's allowed to stay because we're doing everything possible to stop President Donald Trump from securing our country by getting rid of all the illegals. So, of course, this guy is still in the United States. And who suffers? It's Americans who suffer, particularly the Jewish Americans who were the target of a firebombing by this guy who had been planning this thing for more than a year. So President Donald Trump responded saying yesterday's horrific attack in Boulder, Colorado will not be tolerated in the United States of America. He came in through Biden's ridiculous open border policy, which has hurt our country so badly. He goes on to condemn this, and just for President Donald Trump, it has to be so aggravating because he's doing everything possible to deport all these people, but it's just the federal judges. You got the Democrats going down there doing a little dance at the ICE facilities. They're going down to El Salvador to beg for MS-13 gangbangers to come back. So this whole thing is ridiculous. The prayers go out to all these victims. There's people that are going to be living with these severe burns for the rest of their lives now because of this absolute maniac that was allowed into our country. How many more of them, just like this guy in our country? The answer, nobody knows. Number two reason Trump is trending today, Democrats' approval rating has plummeted to 19%. Some reports 13, 16. 19% is the average here we're seeing of the Democrats' approval rating. And this is exactly why, which was the number one reason Trump is trending here, is because of things like this. The American people want our country secured, voted for a secure border, voted to deport all these illegal immigrants. And so even Democrats now that are watching what is happening cannot approve of their own party. They don't want any more men and women's sports. Yet it continues to happen on the left. The more that they learn about their party through vehicles like X, through vehicles like Rumble, where they can see, wait a second, what I'm hearing on this news station isn't the same as what I'm seeing in real life. Just case in point, Jake Tapper's talking on CNN about the firebombing that took place out in Boulder, Colorado, saying like, oh, well, we have the anti-Semitic violence coming from the left and from the right. I'm not trying to be a whataboutism guy. Well, where is the violence coming from the right, Jake? Where is the violence? They keep telling you that, oh, the MAGA supporters are violent. Where's the violence? We've seen the left firebombing Teslas, keying up and scratching and spitting on innocent people, their Tesla cars. We've seen all the violence from the left. Where is the violence? If you ask for the violence on the right, they'll say, oh, what about January 6th? They're going back 5 years to tell you about, oh, January 6th, which was a total setup. And I think people now have come to see that entire thing was a setup. President Donald Trump talking before the rally saying, hey, we want a peacefully and patriotic march towards the Capitol. They never saw that before by the mainstream media. So people are starting to wake up. They realize that they don't align with the Democrat policies. And the Democrat Party has left them, and this is why the middle class now is the Republican Party. The Republican Party is now the party of the middle class. They are seeing it in real time, and that is why their ratings continue to plummet as President Donald Trump's ratings continue to go up. Number three reason Trump is trending today, Trump is asking SCOTUS to allow mass federal layoffs. President Trump's administration asked the Supreme Court today to halt a judicial order blocking mass job cuts and the restructuring of agencies, part of the Republican president's campaign to downsize and reshape the federal government. We know that President Donald Trump has tried to do this. This is another thing that the federal courts, the lower courts, have tried to block and get in Trump's way from doing it. This is another reason, too, why Trump's created this Doge that he had Elon a part of for the first 130 days of his administration, was to find the waste, fraud, and abuse. A lot of it coming from over heavy in the federal government with the jobs, no-show jobs, people that have no business being there, and some people on the payroll, they don't even know who they are, right? They have this fictitious people, just like we see with Social Security. Guys 130 years old still collecting Social Security. So President Donald Trump trying to get rid of this stuff. This is why we need the House to quickly codify the Doge cuts. And I believe that they're working on a rescission bill. Hopefully we can get that done as soon as possible. President Donald Trump asking the Supreme Court to allow him to continue with these mass federal layoffs. Number four reason Trump is trending today, he is again pushing the one big, beautiful bill and sticking up for it. Putting this post on Truth Today saying so many false statements are being made about the one big, beautiful bill. But what nobody understands is that it is the single biggest spending cut in history by far. But there will be no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. In fact, they will be saved from the incompetence of the Democrats. The Democrats, who have totally lost their confidence and their way, are saying whatever comes to mind, anything to win. They suffered the greatest humiliation in the history of politics. So he goes on to smash them a little bit. The only cutting we will do is for waste, fraud, and abuse, something that should have been done by our incompetent, radical left Democrats for the last 4 years, but wasn't. So President Donald Trump pushing the one big beautiful bill. We know it now lies in the Senate, where they're going to have to make their adjustments to it, send it back to the House before it gets to his desk for the signing. President Donald Trump is 100% correct, leading to our last point about how the Democrats have totally lost confidence from their constituents. They don't know what the hell they're talking about anymore. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. One side, they condemn the attack that happened by this illegal immigrant over in Boulder, Colorado. The other side of their mouth, they're saying we must protect the illegal immigrants and keep them in your neighborhood. Nobody wants what they're selling anymore, including their own constituents. President Donald Trump continuing to hit it on all cylinders. And once people start to get rid of the rest of this fake news media that keeps pumping out these bullshit stories, President Donald Trump is going to be firing on all cylinders to push out the rest of his agenda as he finishes out his second term. Number 5 reason Trump is trending today, the White House unveils a new presidential portrait of President Donald Trump. Now, this one goes hard and it is iconic. It does not hit as hard as the original presidential portrait, but President Donald Trump doesn't seem to take a bad photograph. He has one iconic photo after another. We saw it all through the campaign trail just in the last year. We got so many iconic pictures of President Donald Trump, from the fight to even having him as the garbage man, the McDonald's window. So each picture that this guy comes out with seems to top the last one. I like this White House portrait. My favorite by far is the first one. We also have the iconic mugshot of President Donald Trump. So many incredible portraits or pictures that we have of President Donald Trump, the White House unveiling this one. What's your take? Put your comment down below on the new Trump portrait. That's the breakdown I got for you guys. If you enjoyed these rundowns, make sure you follow the podcast so you can hear the top 5 reasons why Trump is trending each and every day.
Trump is trending, he's everywhere. From the news to the cat babies in our air.